KDB. KDB.
Beats Planet.
And we are, I apologize, Luke Schoonmaker. I don't even apologize to Luke Schoonmaker for real, because I like the player. I apologize to my audience. Fantastic clip, though, by the way, Will. Still, me, you, and Footsie King trying to figure out the goings on here. And look, man, to be fair, you know,
I don't take back my reaction. No.
Yeah, I don't really, me neither, because that's who I was at the time. Jordan Peterson say, I will not betray my former self. You know what I'm saying? He will not betray his former self, and I won't do that neither. I like this motherfucker. I like this kid, boy. Look, hey, and look, we'll still like a lot of my thoughts haven't changed though, right? I don't think he's gonna take Ferguson's job this year. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he's gonna, lead the world in tight end reform or anything like that, man. But when I watch any of these players, right? We'll still just kind of let people in on the process or whatever. When I watch any of these players, I kind of watch them to get a good feel for what they do best. That's what you do. That's what you do, right? So we may watch a couple games, but what we did last night in the Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, Will Steele was there. Thank you, sir. What we do is we watch these players in Cowboy context, right? We watch them in context for what they'll be on this team, and we watch a lot more of them. Right. So I may watch Luke Schoonmaker from a Buffalo Bills standpoint, right? Oh yeah, Bills would love to have him, you know. Oh yeah, boy, the Washington football Wizards, he'll be fine there, you know. Oh, Luke Schoonmaker, oh, he'll tear it up in Jacksonville just a little bit, depending on what, you know what I mean? But when I started watching that character with Cowboy context, Will Steele, and I started thinking about how crazy Tony gonna go, and I started, thinking about what that combo looked like with him and Terrence Steele and Zach Martin doing their little combo thing. I started thinking about what are the advantages when Luke Schoonmaker can block a defensive end one-on-one. What are the advantages of Luke Schoonmaker blocking a 3-tech one-on-one? I just started thinking about all the different possibilities. You know what I'm saying? Mike McCarthy came out and said, he said this, Voch ain't say this. Mike and them, they have a type. I ain't got no type. False.
It's false.
Stop the cap.
Them boys got a type at tight end. They explained it. They want a true wide, they said, Will Steele. They can play at 4 different tight end positions. Now, Will Steele, I'm not as barbaric with my tight end thinking. I'm more of a new school spread type offensive mind, right? So I'm like, man, what the hell do you mean 4 different tight end positions? All I really thought of was tight end and wing, but he count fullback and displaced as a slot guy, detached as a slot guy sometimes, or just as a wide receiver. All right, cool. So Mike talk about those 4 places. As we're watching Luke Schoonmaker, Will Steele, he lines up in all those 4 places. Cool. Not only is he a blocker, right? And I think Cowboy fans kind of got missold on this. This ain't even the analysis because we ain't even intro the show yet, right? I think Cowboy fans kind of got, misunderstood on the information when we talk about how good he is as a blocker. I think when a lot of people think about a good blocking tight end, it's almost like a good blocking receiver. Will Steele? Like when we hear about a good blocking receiver, oh, you're a receiver that block better than most receivers, So I think when people think about Luke Schoonmaker, oh, well, you block better than most tight ends, you know what I mean? But that may not be enough to really sell them on it. Will Steele, when I tell you, we was watching the film in Patreon yesterday. We played this game. Chat box got active because that's what happens in the Patreon. We played this game of chat, find out how much you weigh real quick. So when Luke Schoonmaker go against an outside linebacker or something, Will Steele, I'll be like, chat, how much you weigh real quick? They were like 230. I'm like, okay, cool. That's a good fight. Some other character, hey, chat, how much he weigh real quick? Oh, he about 255, Voch. Perfect. Chat, how much this motherfucker right here? Oh, Voch, he about 270. Will, you a very astute student. Like the numbers keep going up if you ain't up. Man, we was watching Indiana, Will Steele. And I'm gonna show the film later after, Will show his film. We talk about the player. They on my yellow shirt, but Will Steele knows he knows the journey here. Will, he blocked a 3-tech. And I'm like, man, that must be a small 3-tech. That must be a little bit of 3-tech. I said, chat, how much he weigh? That motherfucker 315 pounds, Voch. And I walked away understanding what the Cowboys were looking for, right? If you can get this tight, and look, I know that it got to translate to the pro level. Blocking the kids at Ohio State ain't going to be like blocking the kids, versus Washington or something like that, right? But when we talk about Luke, we got to talk about long-time projection also. This year, I don't think Luke Schoonmaker going to be blocking Montez Sweat or something. But what about year 2 and year 3 off the peanut butter wheel still? That's what I started to think about. So we're going to get into some Luke Schoonmaker today. We're going to talk about the details of what we learned from Luke Schoonmaker film. Yesterday, we watched 5 games. We watched Ohio State, Penn State, Iowa, Indiana, and Maryland. Big Ten competition. They tend to play physical football, so cool. We learned something from that. And I'm just going to talk about some of the findings that I found by doing a deep dive film session on Luke Schoonmaker. We're going to get Will Steele's opinion on Luke Schoonmaker. We're not going to apologize, and we're going to listen to Coach Lunda Wells tell us about how he's going to turn this, I almost cussed, but we're going to turn Luke Schoonmaker to a wide receiver, to a receiving tight end. We're going to unlock his upside as a receiving tight end. All right. But I'm Voch Lombardi, by the way.
AKA Ferrari.
VOCHLOMBARDI, and me and Will Steele are the best in the business. He the best in the business producer. I just think I'm really good at this YouTube thing, though. He's point guard for us. You got something for us, Will Steele?
Drop wise? Nah, not today.
Oh, well,
same old drop. There you go.
Good This must have been one of the days where your roadcast just kind of reset itself and you ain't had time to get back in there.
Nah, I got it right here.
That's enough damn salt there.
Oh, what's your
No more Big Willie, my game is grown. Prefer you call me William.
Let go.
Turn you up in my headphones a little bit so I can hear you, but not them too loud.
Turn me up.
Yep, just in my headphones, not in their ears, but just in my headphones so I can hear you a little better.
Is this working?
Yeah, that's cool. All right, Luke Schoonmaker, Will Steele. Boy, me, you, and Fuster King, man, on draft night, we're a little befuddled, right? But with context and clarity, not that Luke Schoonmaker was a bad pick that we're befuddled. We just thought that Luke Schoonmaker was going to go around later. I think a common trend of what happened in the draft all 3 days. I think the Cowboys had in mind who they may have been looking for, but a run on those guys happened right before it got to them. So the Cowboys had to make a decision, right? And Cowboy fans don't like that neither, but that's what happens when you win games. You pick at the back of the draft, right? Unless you've done some maneuvering, unless you've done some trading and moving around, you just got to deal with the idea that you're drafting at the back of these drafts where these where these runs typically happen. No tight end went in first round, Dalton Kincaid won, but they don't count here receiver. Dalton Kincaid win the first round. And we were just like, oh, okay, well, the Cowboys ain't gonna be ignorant enough to be the only team that's taking tight end right here. You know what I'm saying? The Bills were, but hopefully the Cowboys weren't. I don't even think we're in that market. I think it was all trench guy for Cowboys on day one, but I did feel like we was gonna go tight end day two. And the run just kind of happened. And Luke Schoonmaker just happened to be the dude that was available for us, but we knew the Cowboys liked Luke Schoonmaker because he was a 30 visit. Word came out, Will, still that if we didn't take him, the Broncos were going to take him right after us. So that just kind of gives you a feel, man. When we talk about how we value a pick, the league may not value that pick the same way. And I think that's important. I was a big Mafia fan, right? And I'm just watching a gang of scrubs come off the board, Will Steele. I'm watching nickel corners that shouldn't be there. I'm watching Penn State trash-ass quarterback being taken. I shouldn't say that about these kids, but fuck them. I'm seeing him being taken off the board. I'm seeing all kind of offensive linemen that ain't gonna play. And I'm up here like, man, what am I missing about Antonio Mafia? I rewatched him, Will Steele. I ain't missing nothing about Antonio Mafia. It's just that the league likes guys differently than we do, right? So when we watch Luke Schoonmaker, we can project him as a third round pick. Probably because we didn't have much of the upside idea or the clarity of him as a receiver. We just saw him as a blocker. But many of these consensus boards that we shouldn't be copying off of or listening to anyway, they had Luke as a third round pick. So I think everybody in concert thought that Luke was going to go a little later. All the fucking tight ends was going by the end of the second round, Will, still, or at least the ones that mattered. If you were left holding the bag, which is Brenton Strange, if you was left holding him, then you probably missed out on tight end, right? Let's just say that. So that's why, me, Fuster King, Will, Skywalker, Steele, that's why we were kind of making those faces, right? Because we was like, damn, y'all taking Luke right here when O-line could have went right here, when Drew Sanders could have went right here, when these guys could have went, like, it was just a lot, it was a lot of reasons why we made that face. And look, out of emotion, Will, still, I even went, damn, boy, I'd rather us take Osiris Torrance than Luke Schoonmaker right here. That's what I apologize, because Osiris still can't play. Osiris still belong in day three somewhere behind, behind the scene Richards will still. But watching Luke Schoonmaker yesterday, you got some film to play, Will, still?
No, I thought you were going to put your film up.
Okay, cool. You got some film. I got some film. Okay, cool. But so listen, I ain't got a whole bunch. I know you have your highlight package or whatever, right? But look, peep this out. These were the plays that really got me, Will, still. These were the plays that made me stop, reevaluate the film. My voice started to change. I got weak because I started to reevaluate Luke Schoonmaker as a Cowboy, Will, still. Let me see. Where's my Luke Schoonmaker folder? We ain't doing nothing else, bro. We finna get this in right here. So let me see. I got a screen share. So look, these were the plays that had me super impressed. Like I said, right? Stay aware. This isn't just the idea that Luke Schoonmaker is a better blocker because, he blocks better than other tight ends. I legitimately think This is some of the best tight end blocking shit I've seen since George Kittle. You know, when George Kittle came out, this ain't hyperbole, man. When George Kittle came out, he was one of those guys as a blocking tight end that we go, man, I feel comfortable about George Kittle as a blocking type tight end. Go ahead. There you go, Will Steele. Look, man, we got Luke Schoonmaker on the left side of the screen, right? I'm going to run the play and then I'm going to talk about it. And I hope that my voice don't change, man, because I get ill intentions when my voice start to change, man. Y'all going to say something about me, bro. Y'all going to say something about me, bro. Let me tell you something. This may just on a surface level, this just may look like Luke Schoonmaker blocking a defensive end. First of all, he's blocking this defensive end by himself, right? But Will Steele, I'm always shitting on Osiris Torrance. I'm always shitting on, like, you know, certain offensive linemen when it comes to their offensive line techniques. I'm not saying Luke Schoonmaker can go play offensive line for you. Look at this base, Will Steele. Look at this knee bend. Look at this pad level. Look at his hat level. Look at his elbows tight. And you're going to see effort at some point, right? And the best part about this block, Will Steele, if I run it forward 2 seconds, look at the hip turn. Will Steele. Let me cut this shit off. Will Steele. Osiris don't do this. His lackadaisical ass don't move his feet like this. And I'm up here watching Schoonmaker, and this was the point I told him. I say, Chad, how much this dude weigh? Man, Voch, he about a 260 standing defensive end, bro. Just a Big Ten defensive end. I say, damn. So I go back, right? Hold on, Will Steele. I got you. I go back, right? We just watching some more. We just watching some more film on Luke, right? This was the play I alluded to yesterday on Twitter, right? Like, I just did a film session and I just watched Luke Schoonmaker do all these things, right? Watch this. Luke Schoonmaker, left side of your screen, number 86. That ain't even Dalton Schultz's number no more. This has always been Luke's number here. Look at what you're doing right. Look at Luke Schoonmaker right here. And I'll tell you why it's important that he did it. Look at Luke Schoonmaker, and I'll tell you why this is important in the grand scheme that he did it. Don't worry about the rest of these blocks not working. We only looking at 86, 52, and the big-ass kid that he's blocking, 94. Let me tell you why this is so important, bro. Let me tell you why it's so important. First of all, this is a 315-pound man that he's blocking, Will Steele. And look, all these blocks ain't going to be perfect, but look at that asshole nature. Look at that fight. Thank you, Wills. I was about to say tenacity, but fight is better. Look at the fight that he's putting on this 315-pound man. Now, Will Steele, why is this important that he's putting hands on this big-ass 315-pound man? Because watch the right tackle 52 now. 52 doesn't have the combo here because we have faith in Luke. You see what I'm saying? So I've been trying to say all week, I've been trying to explain there's benefits when you have a tight end that can block down linemen like this with confidence, because it makes the job easier for your offensive line. We can just bump everything over. In a regular situation, if this was Hendershot and Terrence Steele, they may combo that guy to 44. And with these combos, there's a risk that one of us may not come off the linebacker in time, right? If you got a tight end that you feel great about blocking 94, this ain't gonna happen all the time. I understand this. But if you feel great about your tight end blocking 94, if I'm 52, I'm just making sure everything's straight, but I'm climbing the second level to get to my block. I'm climbing the second level to get to my block. Now, if I may watch this the first time, I go, hey, you know, that's cool, Jacksonville, to do something like that. Oh, that's cool that the Browns can do some goofy shit like this. But Voch says this: what if this was the Dallas Cowboys? How much does he help Tyler Smith? How much does he help Terrence Steele? If Tyler Smith is playing guard and Tyron is hurt, how much does this help with Lesko? Right? Just having that kind of confidence in your tight end as a full-blown run blocking guy, right? I got some more film, Will Steele. We ain't doing nothing else, bro. We ain't doing nothing else. Let me move this folder over here. Luke Schoonmaker, where he at? Where he at? He lined up at the fullback position. You know, Mike McCarthy talked about these 4 spots, these 4 tight end spots that we need to be aware of, right? This is one of them. I don't know if he's going to be competing with the North Dakota State kid, but whatever. This was one of my favorite plays, right? Because blocking somebody in a phone booth is different than blocking somebody in open ass space. Will Steele. We're going to put Luke on this post-snap disco type motion and pivot then back out, and he's going to turn into a lead blocker as if he's a fullback. I feel like Luke Schoonmaker or Schoonmaker, we're going to mess this up. I'm messing it up, Will Steele. This man in open space versus a corner, I just showed you footage of him doing something dirty to a 315-pound man. I think if you line him up outside and let him do bubble things, I think he's good to go with blocks like this. Schoonmaker releasing wide receiver things. We'll talk more and more about the wide receiver things because I don't think he's super impressive on film today as a receiving tight ends. He gave Jack Campbell fits. Will Steele. I know you seen Iowa. Jack Campbell's 31. He gave this man fits all day. So look, I don't think Schoonmaker is all that super impressive as a tight end right now, right? Pardon me, as a pass catcher right now. But what Luke Schoonmaker is that he has enough. Look at him, just this hand down defensive end, this hand in the dirt defensive end, pinned his ass right off of him. What I think, like Lunda Wells really ain't got much to do, but just teach him the nuances of like wide receiver. As I was, go ahead, second.
Yeah, wide receiver.
Wide receiver. As I was watching the film, Will Steele, I was just like, okay, so it's only a handful of things that I got a problem with, Luke as a like receiving type guy. And it may be a false step as a receiver coming off the line of scrimmage, but you can fix those things. Like it may be a leverage thing. It may be a, you coming back to the quarterback thing. It may be that number 9, this kid right here, McCarthy, the quarterback from Michigan. Boy, I hope we ain't got to interview him one day. Boy, I hope he ain't got to come on the volume and you know what I mean, and he got to be friends with us or nothing like that. I hope that's not the case because I ain't got nothing nice to say about the quarterback number 9 McCarthy here, bro. I don't have a thing nice to say. We thought that this catch was impressive, right? Just being able to track the ball in the air. And look, if you got a quarterback like McCarthy and he's not really throwing you great passes, being able to make the adjustment to passes like this, that's a trait that we feel like you can work with some upside, right? You can do some upside things. Hey, if you got solid hands, if you got solid ball tracking, then we can work on the rest. Right? This ain't the play I'm looking for, Will Steele. He had a play where he had like a diving catch that he had to get off the ground. And look, to be fair, the only reason it was a diving catch was because McCarthy, which I keep calling him Mike McCarthy, was because McCarthy was let me see, is this one? Let's see. Was because the quarterback is trash. It was kind of in front of him. It was kind of low. Yeah, this it right here. And look, man, just having the ability to get up under the football and put your hands on the ground to make that little cradle for the pass. Look at number 94 that he blocked. To make that cradle for the ground. And you see Luke moving, bro. Luke, he's not a heavy-footed guy. He's not a stuck in the mud guy. He's not a bad moving character. You know what I'm saying? So I look at all these skills, Will Steele. I look at all these skills. He may not be the guy that we wanted him to be, like fresh out the box, as in terms of receiving, right? He may not be that guy, but as a blocker, I can see how he helps you day one. Just like on your show, I don't know when you're gonna talk about Luke because you really want to spread this content out, right? But like on your show, you always talk about the long-term forecast. I think Luke today, his blocking helps your run game right now. And that's what the Cowboys wanted. They wanted help in the run game, help in run defense. They wanted to be tougher, right? That's just my own theory, right? He can help you with that right now. But once Lunda Wells get hands on him and he's in that room with Ferguson and Hendershot, that receiving thing is just gonna happen for him because I think he has the athleticism to do it. And if you look at his testing numbers, he's more athletic than all the dudes on the team right now. So am I ready to apologize like all the way to, you know what I'm saying, Luke Schoonmaker? I don't really think that my general opinion changed too much, Will Steele. But what I will say is he's much better. He's way better as a blocker than I thought he was. And his blocking ability made me feel like the pick was a steal. Wow. I feel like the pick was a steal. Because we talked about this with Darnell Washington, right? Will, we were saying, hey, if we're gonna draft a tight end, he got to be unlike the dudes that we got right now, right? And I do think that Luke's blocking ability makes him different than anything that we have right now. Jake Ferguson still tight end 1. Jake Ferguson still the more complete guy, right? But if you're talking about just blocking, we in 12 personnel, we moving D linemen off the ball. These linebacker blocks are like damn near guaranteed, bro. Man, I feel great about Schoonmaker, bro. I still wish we'd have got him in the third, but retroactively looking at the player, I'm glad we got him in the second. Go ahead, Will. Still, my bad, bro.
No, I don't got nothing else to add, man. You pretty much covered it all there. But he talked about being an internal position flex guy, doing the 4 different things at tight end. I think that was another reason why they kind of, it is what it is. They jumped to get him. They had to because they knew he wasn't going to be around in the third round. And the run on tight ends in the second round went crazy. I think 5 went think like 5.
All
of
the
them.
rest of them except
Washington. He said Washington.
all the rest of them except Darnell Washington.
What?
yeah. So they all left. Yeah.
So I think they understood that he wasn't going to be around in the next round. And like you said, they want to get stronger and physical. And we talked about this on the night of the draft.
Yep.
They upgrade in the 12 personnel set right now. All that shit you was showing of Schoonmaker, Hendershot can't do that. I've seen Jake do that. I've seen Jake manhandle defensive ends, fight that linebacker background. I ain't worried about Jake blocking. But say again?
No. I was with the go ahead.
Oh, but Hendershot, I don't know that Hendershot is ever even going to be able to block defensive ends by himself or barely get to linebackers. But here's the thing: he improved that way, but he's not going to be a better blocker than I think Schoonmaker. So right now, you come in, your 12 personnel package is immediately upgraded, and there's that upside to him being a pass catcher where you don't really lose anything when he's on the field. You could argue when Hendershot and Ferguson on the field, you lose a little bit of that pass catching situation the blocking situation because of Hendershot. But now you at some point you're going to have a more well-rounded 12 set with Hendershot. With Ferguson and Luke Schoonmaker. I must just call it. What is it? Ferguson maker or something like that. We might just call it Ferguson.
That's a lot.
Because all of
them tight end kids, yeah.
All them tight end kids, yeah.
Here's tight ends coach Linda Wells talking about Luke Schoonmaker as a blocker.
The starting point is the willingness, and he has that. You can't do anything if you're not willing to do it. So he has that, and then he has the unique redeeming qualities in terms of he understands leverage, he understands how to play with power, understands how to play with the proper technique, and when you put those two things together, I think he was the most complete blocking guy in the draft in terms of fundamentals. They did a heck of a job coaching in there in Michigan, and testament to him and his coaching staff there in Michigan, getting him ready for this level.
Technician, man. Technician.
Fundamentals.
As I was just talking about on that one play, I really wanted to illustrate that for y'all. Come on, Voch, illustrate. I wanted to illustrate that for y'all before we heard Linda Wells talk about it, right? Because it's easy to throw around technique sometimes, and we're working for an audience. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, hey man, Luke got technique, and you could just take my word for it, right? But I think it's better to show you, like Will Steele, bro. That's real offensive line technique, bro. Like I think Darnell Washington is like a physical specimen. You know what I mean?
Oh, he is not as technically sound as many of these blockers as tight ends. He's just a big dude.
Correct. He's a physical freak, right? But when I was watching Luke make that block I just showed earlier, bro, elbows, hands inside, knee bend, hat down, base wide. That's O-line shit, Will Steele. And then in order to turn to create the lane down the alley, for his lead block and his runner, he turned the hips and he gives a little hand pull to get the hips turned, bro. And I'm like, bro, man, that's O-line. Man, you can reach block with that dude. You can do whatever you can do any down block with that dude. Pick a block. You can do any block with that dude. And he's technically a Iowa offensive lineman also. He just played tight end. You know what I'm saying? And I was so blown away by the details in that. Go ahead, Will.
No, I was laughing because you called him an Iowa offensive lineman.
Yeah. Well, Voch got to be a little hyperbolic sometimes. But the technique is there. The technique is there. I'm not saying that he's going to be one of these like Bernard Ryman, Jason Peters characters where you put 50 pounds on him and next thing you know, he's just playing left tackle next season. I ain't saying that about Schoonmaker. I like the mismatch. I like Schoonmaker getting in these tough-ass fights with these D-ends, smoking these linebackers, destroying these corners. That's what I really like about Schoonmaker. I like him in that role. Then he's athletic. He's athletic enough to give you upside at receiver, man. I can't wait to see what they do with him. And Linda Wells said that most of this was just willingness, him just wanting to, be gritty and, get his nose in there. Linda Wells, tight ends coach of Dallas Cowboys. What does Luke Schoonmaker bring to the tight end room?
Again, I think, when you talk about putting together a room, you want to continue to bring in the guys that have those tangibles that you want. And like you said, the guys we got in the room, we got excellent guys in Jake and Peyton and then Sean, and we got a young guy, Seth.
Who is this fourth guy he said?
Did he say Seth? He didn't finish.
I think he said Seth or Self.
Seth Green, I think. The guy we got from Houston.
Ain't that the dude that made Family Guy, Seth Green? I don't know. I just heard him say that. I don't know who. I don't know who
he's practice squad guy.
Oh well, fuck me. Him and Ian Bunting gonna be about it. Whatever.
Ian Bunting is out
a
here.
lot of the things that we want done in the tight end room. I think Luke brings and adds that value also in the room. So then you know, like I always tell the guys, it don't matter who's playing. You know, I can close my eyes and reach back. Whoever goes in, the product has to look the same or better. So you want to continue to add those pieces, and I think Luke is one guy that helps us with that.
But look, when Lunda said this, this did kind of upset me a little bit, right? When he was like, "Hey man, whoever in there, I just kind of wanted to look the same." Well, shit, if we got 4 identical people, man, then damn, you can find somebody else somewhere else to get me my offensive lineman, because that shit ain't gonna work with left guard. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, no matter how excited I am about Schoonmaker, I still want my offensive line to have had a better result than what actually happened to it. You know what I mean? I like Hakeem Richards, and I think there's no alternative right now at left guard but Tyler Smith. But boy, I heard Lunda say that shit. Like, hey man, shit, Schoonmaker in the game. I need to see the same thing with Ferguson in the game. I need to see the same thing with Hendershot in the game. Just in the back of my mind, man, Hendershot don't do the same shit.
That's why they took him, because Hendershot just can't block like that.
At the end of the day, though, Will, still glad you said that. I don't think this was a Jake Ferguson move. I think this was a Hendershot move. I think we want to play 12 personnel, and we just needed more from Hendershot.
They played 12 personnel, the 6 most, and that's another reason why you could look at this as more value, which I'll get into tomorrow. But they played 12 personnel at the 6th most highest rate in the NFL. And if you're going to do that now, remember last year it was Schultz and Ferguson. You were comfortable doing that, because we get on Schultz. I get it, but we act like Schultz was this horrendous worst blocker. That's not the case, y'all. It just really wasn't the case. Schultz may not have been the best blocking tight end, but they can get things done with Schultz and Ferguson out there. Now, I mean, you could argue, you know, with Ferguson in year 2 and Schoonmaker as your 12 personnel, your 12 personnel package has increased in regards to blocking. When you play it at that rate, you're going to have to emphasize that second tight end. And that's what they did. I mean, hell, they took Ferguson in the 4th round last year and played him over 400 snaps. That's not an accident.
Yeah. Fair enough. Looking in the chat, this is actually crazy. Toxic Tom, all in Tom, 3-inch Tom Downey burner account. You got me blocked or something? Because Tom won't talk to me in the.
He in there now though.
Yeah, he in there now, but he don't talk to me in the chat box or something. I don't know. Maybe he just here to see you, but say something, Tom. What's your cash app? But I lied. Coach, tell us about Luke's upside in the receiving game.
Yeah, I think, you know, like you said, he in the run game, he was so well in the run game, and he did have production in the passing game. I think he's a guy that has excellent route details at the top of his routes.
Guillotine just dropped a deuce and says, just call the tight end room the Big Ten Mafia. Come on, Will.
They gonna come up with a name. They got to switch it up. Last year was the 4 Horsemen.
Yeah,
they got to come up with a new one, but it's all Big Ten. I love it.
That's true. Big Ten Mafia is crazy, but here we go.
He catches the ball well. He understands, you know, him as a player in terms of the top of the routes, being able to separate versus man coverage against defenders, using his body well. I think his smarts in terms of he understands how to play decisive in the passing game versus zone coverage. I think
I ain't see much of that, so I don't know where the hell Luna saw that. I mean, he ain't had that many opportunities for me to like decipher if that's the case or not. But you know, shouts out to Luna, you know.
I think he has a good understanding for that, and so he's a guy that I do feel like has the ability to be productive in all 3 phases: in the run game as a blocker, in the pass game, in the pass protection as a blocker, and then also in the passing game. And excited that we got him here with us.
Okay.
Yeah. Yesterday in the chat, he keeps talking about his mental part of the game. Yesterday in the chat, I said he has a mature game. And when you watch him, he's matured as a blocker, and he's matured as a pass catcher. And obviously, it's going to be the case when you're 25, right? He redshirted in college, and he played. And he was a 5-year high school student because he came back to play because he had some injury issues. So you know he's been playing the position, or at least playing football, and figuring out how to be a pass catcher for quite some time. So he's a mature dude, quite literally and figuratively in his game, and obviously being one of the older prospects in the draft.
What's your personal opinion on him being such an older prospect?
It happens with this this COVID thing. You know, he's a little bit now. He's 25. That's up there. I would imagine that's one of the older prospects in the draft. That's not, you know, these baseball players. But it is what it is. I view him as we speak right now, and I'll say this again tomorrow, as a first contract contributor. I don't know that it'll go beyond that much, but that's fine. You know, this is a tight end position that this franchise has, opposite of Jason Witten, has kind of just said, hey, we'll draft the tight end, we'll use them, and we'll keep it moving. I don't think there's a special right now. I don't see anything special to the point where they're going to be like, yo, we're going to re-sign this man. But that could change. You know, No one thought Kittle was special. No one thought, you know, Travis was special until they were special. So.
Plus, just as an experiment, just to kind of see how this works, just another older player experiment. I want to see how much being an older player, you know, how much that affects him on the field, right? Because when we talk about older players, it's always in a you know, like in a contract talk, or how long is he going to be available for? How long is his prime or whatnot, right? Yeah. But him being an older player, does that make him a better tight end day one when tight ends normally aren't better day one?
Yeah, that's right. That's what I mean by mature. His game is mature because I think he's 25. And you know, 5 years in high school, 6 years, or was it in college or something like that? So that's going to help him day one. And the hurdles are not there like they were for the other tight ends. Ferguson had a little bit of a hurdle because Schultz had a hurdle because Witten. This will be the first time, y'all, in quite some time, you know, one of these tight ends, and even let's just count Ferguson and Hendershot as well. There's not really that hurdle in front of any of these dudes. They all have the opportunity to kind of grasp their role on this offense.
And if I'm just being real for a minute, Will, still, I'd rather have an older, productive, one contract guy than just a second round dude that just does nothing for me. You know what I mean? So,
oh yeah,
I pick
if we don't re-sign, I mean, this is so far down the road, but if you don't re-sign him and he was productive for you, that's a dub, man. Now you absolutely want to get him on a second contract, but you really want him to be productive for you and see what happens from there.
Yeah, fair enough. Here's Linda Wells' idea of him being an older player.
You know, I'll say experience. You never get tired of getting a guy that has experience. And so that is a plus for him. He's played a lot of ball on a high level. So that I think is going to allow him to be able to get here and get into flow quickly. Again, he's a rookie, so he's going to have his ups and downs, his bumps and bruises, but at the end of the day, when the product gets ready to hit the field, and like I always say, when this thing's breathing, come August, you know, I think he'll be right there where we need him to be at to be a productive player for us.
So, Will, you say he played 5 years in high school and 5 years in college?
I believe, I want to say 1, 2, 3, 5 years in college. Yep, and he came back to in high school, so 5 years in high school, 5 years in college.
That's a long.
That's why he's 25, bro.
That's a long ass time to be playing some fucking football, man.
Yeah.
Oh, dog. That's crazy, man.
That's it's crazy, one of those things where we're talking about all the things that are positive for him, but the things that if you wanted to look at the other side of the concerns, it would be obviously the age. Has he capped out? The injury situation. He had a bunch of shoulder injuries. He ruptured his spleen and re-ruptured it because he came back too soon. And then he got hurt in his pro day. So those are kind of the other sides of Luke Schoonmaker. But I think right now you're getting a kid that can come in here and play a role for you. That's hard to do in this team because this team is stacked right now. But I think he's got a role.
Boy, the jokes about him and our guy from West Florida State or whatever, from West Florida University or whatever, you know what I'm saying? The Dan Campbell looking character. Boy, the old man jokes they just gonna share with each other. Boy, that's crazy, man. But I like the player, man. I like the player, and you know, I know that me coming in here with a positive thought about Luke, you know, is gonna be people are bound to say, "Oh, Voch is being phony." Look. Well, you can go to patreon.com/Voch Lombardi, and you can.
No. See, Voch, this is why we say when you get more information, right? When you get more data, allow yourself to be able to change the whole. Have your opinion, don't let your opinion have you. Yep. Let me say this in the chat. Luke Schoonmaker is not dumb. He went back to school in high school because he ruptured his spleen and then re-ruptured it rushing back. So he did one of those situations where, you know, I'm just going to do another year so that I can, you know, play again, get a full season and try to get a scholarship.
I didn't know you can do that in high school. But the best part about the internet, the best part about what we do here is that it's all documented online. So if you want my, play-by-play analysis on Luke, then you're gonna go to my Patreon and you can see all the. Because look, I tell you what, man, the best thing about Patreon is that I can come out here with my own opinions, and you could disagree with my opinions, right? I could be like, boy, Antonio Mafi's so fantastic. You'd be like, man, Voch, that's your opinion. But when we all watch him put people in the ground together, it's different. You know what I mean? Like we all share that excitement when we watch together. So I think you would benefit from watching my Luke Schoonmaker film session. So go check that out, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. Appreciate y'all.
Kenyatta is correct. It's called reclassification. Yeah, basketball players do it all the time.
I ain't never heard that shit. Anyway, Will, still it's 4 o'clock, man. We've been doing this since 3 o'clock. Let's go ahead and get these phones in, man. We ain't got time.
He said 3 o'clock though. Like we ain't coming here.
No, we're an hour in, Will. Still, this is an hour show. Here we go. Let's get to the phone. Let's get to it, man. Appreciate you, Will. Still, let's run. I got a cough button. Let's run into it. Let's get Reek on the phone. We haven't heard from him. What's up, Reek?
What's going on, Rock? What's going on, Sky?
Life is good, player. What you got for the show?
When Schoonmaker, whatever dude's name is, when he got drafted in the second round, I ain't gonna lie, that baffled. I was like, damn.
Perplexed.
I thought he was gonna go straight trenches, both sides.
Well, you did.
But at the same time, I had to. It took me a while to sit back and think about it. I'm like, he comes from a good coaching staff with Michigan as far as Jim Harbaugh. We know he like tough guys, just like you know what I mean? And that's what I feel like the Cowboys been trying to do quietly over the last couple of seasons is build a tougher team. And I really believe, like far as you just pointed out, far as his blocking, he kind of reminds you of a lineman. He blocks like a lineman a little bit. And he looks like he can give Dak some good windows to throw in. Only thing they got to do is just finish coaching them up.
Yeah.
I think it was a pretty good pick. Now that I think about it, because depending on how they use them, I think everything can work itself out. But when he first got drafted, I was mad as hell. But other than that, I think we got our first two picks is quality picks for this team because we didn't have that many holes on the team. But they still have room for improvement. Now, if they can go out into this free agency market when the second wave happens and grab an older guy, you know what I mean, a person for that left guard position, that's cool too. But however they decide to do it, I'm gonna believe in Mike. It's his team. He building it. Him and Dan been doing all right so far together. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
All right.
Fair enough. Appreciate you, Reed. Good call, man. Hey, and honestly, there's a lot of people that feel the same way. Like they echo that, like, boy, I wish the Cowboys would have went trenches. But man, if you look at how Luke play, man, they technically win trenches. Just he's a trench dude that catch football sometime, And I do think that Luke will make this run game better. He will make this. He will make them make the Cowboys tougher, man. Like just think about when Terrence Steele went out. Just what happened to your run game, bro? It went horrific, So you just got to put extra things in place to make sure that you bump your run game up so many levels that when it goes down, it's not shitty. It's just not as good as it once was, But
and think about schematically, right? What you can do with Luke schematically from a blocking standpoint. Sure.
Great point, Will. Still, let's get the phones live.
The conference has been locked.
that done very. Let's go, Adrian. What's up, sir?
What's going on, Voch? How's your day going?
Man, life's so good, man. I can't complain about nothing, brother. You hear me?
I was looking at some of these picks that we're making, Monty Smith and Luke, people we've been talking about over the past couple of days.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about, how excited Micah was that we got him a defensive tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Now, something that I realized you can almost look at I wouldn't say every great pass rusher, but the most over the past couple seasons. Like take Aaron Donald for example. Aaron Donald didn't have his highest back season until he had Ndamukong Suh.
Yeah.
One of the best run blocking defensive tackles in the game.
Yeah.
Same thing with T.J. Watt. He had Cam Jordan. And now we get Micah Parsons, pretty much a body type like that. That's going to help him take his game to the next level. Because when you have a defensive tackle that takes that much pressure off him, he's going to get a lot of one-on-ones with the offensive tackles. He's going to make a lot of people look silly. Also, since Micah's he said he's going to get bigger, so he can fight with these guys a whole lot more easily.
Yeah. Appreciate you. And look, Adrian, man, I think a lot of people overreacted to the Micah news or whatever, because in real life, Micah played mostly DN last year anyway.
I don't understand.
You know what I mean? He's just trying to get back at it.
I'm saying it's a good thing because
I agree with you.
Micah Parsons is going to be able to toss around because we saw him throw around Michael McGlinchey like he was a child in a playoff game this last offseason.
Yeah.
And one other thing, I think the biggest reason why we went out and got Deuce Vaughn is because we got Luke Schoonmaker. Because I think we're going to be using Deuce Vaughn as more of an outside run game running back, and with us getting a defensive, a tight end that can block easier on the outside, we're going to see Deuce Vaughn get a lot of one-on-ones with cornerbacks and safeties. He's gonna make people look very silly this next season, maybe the season afterwards. Seeing when he gets to play.
I got you, Adrian. Appreciate you, sir. Good call.
Yes, sir.
I don't really think Micah gonna lose a step, really, because it ain't.
Hell no.
He ain't putting on weight like that.
No,
what I mean?
he already explained it. Do you want me to read what he tweeted?
Please,
Let me pull up his tweet. Micah Parsons is not about to bulk up to some 275 pounds or something crazy.
It's false.
Here's what Micah said in his tweet, and I can bring it up so you can read it. He said, "LOL, people here bulk and think I'm going for 246 to 270." He said, "If you've seen any of my videos, I'm still very slim and I'm putting on good weight. I'm standing at 252 currently. I will not surpass 255 at any time in my career. This is just me putting on more muscle to carry the load."
That's good weight. That's good weight. And that ain't him to, get, if anything, that'll help him with injuries, if anything like that. That'll help him with, things like that. But as far as like changing his game or something, nah, man, he ain't doing that.
No, he's preparing his body to play defensive end. He's not trying to put on defensive end weight, if that makes sense. He's putting on muscle to deal with the armor, the beating, or to be in armor and deal with the beating.
Because I think I will say at the end of the season, he started to look, a little worn down, look a little more tired. You know what I mean? So
he was pissed. He was pissed off at the coaching staff for not allowing him to play backer. But I don't think he went into the season realizing he was going to play 738 snaps at defensive end, Voch.
That's a lot of reps.
You got to build not only your body but your mental for it. So now I think he'll be better for it.
Yeah. You think we ever gonna see the days where Micah goes out and cover a nickel corner or something? Because I just like bragging on shit like that. You know what I mean? You
maybe
think we ever gonna
you'll see him drop back occasionally, but
yeah. All right. Let's get Mr. Cecil on the phone. How you doing, Mr. Cecil?
I'm doing well. How you guys doing? It's good to talk with you guys again.
Life is good. We ain't got nothing to complain about.
Well, that's good. You're doing well,
yes, sir.
But just want to say that I really do like the Cowboys draft there, the Smith and Schoonmaker. I think the way he blocks. You have to have a mean streak in you to be able to block like that. Sure, he's got the fundamentals, but you got to be being willing. You got to really have an attitude to want to block, and that's just something that he has mentally. He has the mental makeup to do that and everything, and I just think that like you say, he very well could have been picked a little early, but the main thing is that we have him. That's the main thing, and I really like this Voch kid too, man. I mean, he looks like he really has a good first step, and I really like the way he comes around the end. And I had heard that they were thinking about moving him inside
Yes, sir.
You think he'd be effective on the inside?
Yes, sir. Coach Floyd, Sharif Floyd, crazy. He's a coach for us now. He said on the Cowboys broadcast, and we're going to talk about this more on Monday, that they were planning on just future-wise, right? They were going to move him to 3-tech and put a little bit of weight on him because they see how he works his hands. They see some of the power in his hands and his technique in his hands. So they think that, he'll be an end right now, and they'll just slowly but surely do it. And he's not going to be a guy that's going to start for you this year anyway.
No.
Yeah. But in the future, he's going to be a rotational 3-tech guy.
Oh, okay. And I got just one other little thing.
Please.
You know that UCLA guard, that big guy that everyone was raving about. I just wonder, where did he go to? You know?
Man, he didn't go to my Cowboys, so I was sick. But I think he went in the 6th round.
I think he went to New England.
New England Patriots. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, so he went to the Patriots.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a real load, man. He got a lot of power. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Well, anyway, look, I'm gonna let you guys talk to other ones, and it's always a pleasure talking to you two. And you take care, okay?
Thank you so much, Mr. Cecil. That's a great call.
Thanks, sir.
All right. Take care.
Sir.
Bye now.
Every time I talk to him, man, I just want to say the line from Fences. say the line.
I just want to say yes, sir, no, sir, all the time.
He's Mr. Cecil. Look, Charlie, Marv, Mr. Cecil. You talk to that man got.
I want life advice from Mr. Cecil.
Yeah. Well, that's good that both of you are doing well. And I actually felt like he meant that shit. Like he happy that we doing well. For like, man, thank you, Mr. Cecil. Show you right, Mr. Cecil.
I think one time, a couple years ago, one of his first times calling to my show, I had him do the Darth Vader voice, man, and it was spot on.
And see, I don't want to ask him to be James Earl. Look, because he's even saved in the phone as James Earl Jones. But I don't want to keep bothering him every time he calls in. He got to say, "My son works." I don't want to do him like that. We are at the Waldorf Astoria. Where's Akeem? Here we go.
You ever see that video of the dad that comes in? They play the prank on the TV, and he turned around. God damn it! And he hits the door because he thinks they broke the TV. You ever see that video on Twitter? Oh man, that I feel like Mr. Cecil will react that way if he came in. Just a well-respectable man, and you playing the prank on him. He think his TV broke, and he turned around. God damn it! I'm gonna pull the video up so you can know what I'm talking about.
He gonna whoop y'all ass at that point. Y'all gonna get a thrashing. Boy, the thrashing y'all finna get after Mr. Cecil gotta pull his, you know what I'm saying? Come on, my suspenders. That whoop y'all kid at. Take off my church shoes to get y'all good. Let's see. Let me get my you about to pull the video right now?
Oh, go ahead. Get to the next call.
All right, cool. CJ from NC, DJ and Big A, boy, y'all all letters today. CJ from NC up next, DJ on deck, Big A in the hole. CJ, what's up?
What's going on, Voch?
Life good, brother. What's good with you?
What up?
I got two questions for you. I'm gonna be quick. So what do you expect from like the step up between Jalen Tolbert and Simi Fioco coming off of a year pretty much lining up of offsides?
Boy, Jalen Tolbert ass lined up at umpire, didn't he? That boy lined up at damn.
After a year of lining up offsides.
That motherfucker, look, that motherfucker Jalen Tolbert lined up as the goalpost, boy.
Hey, yo.
He just did what he wanted to do, didn't he?
Yeah, he him and Mike Tomlin definitely take somebody out on the kick return. No problem.
Oh man, they say my phone's low. Hold on.
Yeah, every time, but then when you turn it up, you get super loud.
My bad. Hold on, we're gonna hit this button.
Ooh, right now.
Hold on. And let me hit that button right there. We're gonna hit that button right there. Gonna do that. And then we're gonna do this right. Okay. CJ, say something.
I got you. You got me?
Is that better, Will?
Yeah, it's better for him.
Check. I'm not too loud.
I'm working on it.
All right, cool. Okay. So look, CJ. So with the wide receiver thing, right? Jalen Tolbert versus Simi Fioco, Junior and Vita Vea could. Tolbert's the higher draft pick, so he's gonna get every opportunity to take that job. Hold on. Let me see something.
That's
Mr.
Mr. Mr. Cecil right there. All right.
Boy, he just look like one of them old men and go, damn. He look like one of them old men.
Right.
CJ, I think Jalen Tolbert is the third round pick, and he's gonna get every opportunity to do so. And honestly, I think Jalen Tolbert is probably a better talent than Semi, but Semi could pass Jalen by just simple getting on Dak's good side, earning Dak's trust, being better in the playbook, not lining up at fucking free safety or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it's many things that either one of those dudes can do to win that argument or to win that camp battle. But in real life, I think Fehoko is probably behind Tolbert right now, just based on where they drafted. Now, if Tolbert come in here and have another shit ass camp and he does nothing all year, I can see this world where Tolbert ain't even here next year. You know what I'm saying? I can see that. But Tolbert should be what Tolbert got to prove to me, Will Steele. He needs to be way ahead of Vasher and them. He need to be way ahead of all.
That's a low bar.
I get it. I get it. But he need to be way better. Like he don't need like how when we watch Kelvin Joseph, he fit in with all the damn practice squad corners. I need Jalen Tolbert to be clearly better than them. I need Tolbert competing with Gallup. That's what I need from Tolbert.
That's a big step from lining up off sides, Mr. Voch. Like all due respect.
I agree.
It's big step.
And now you want him to honestly, Dennis Houston's coming back. So he gonna have to instantly be better than Dennis Houston. We already know
Dennis Houston coming back.
Yeah, he on the futures contract. Yeah,
boy, Will said we were watching that film week 1. We was like, how the fuck Dennis Houston? How the hell Dennis? Pardon my language, I'm sorry. How the hell Dennis Houston get on the field versus Tampa Bay? I was befuddled.
They should have put Semi out there.
Tolbert lined up at safety, so
yeah,
I mean, it was not a hard pick. Like, take the guy who was lined up on the right side of the ball. That was simple.
Man, boy, Jalen Tolbert was down there lined up by the people taking pictures and shit. He was down there by the NFL Films crew, boy. Jalen Tolbert just all offsides, bro. But I tell you, who ain't gonna be? I bet Turbin ain't gonna be. Who the fuck Turbin competing with? Will Steele. Who Turbin competing with? CJ. Who Turbin competing with? You asked me that question. I be damn. Huh?
He's gone. Dude, you're right. Dude's gone.
Is bro talking like this? Dude's Vaughn, buddy.
I appreciate it, CJ. It's a good call, man. But hey, listen, man. Shouts out to Dude. But yeah, I do think Tolbert's gonna be a little bit better this year, though. CJ, appreciate you, though, man.
No problem. Hey, Voch, real quick. Who the unrestricted free agent that, like the Walker undrafted free agent that you think is gonna make the team? Like, I'm looking at Noah Stone to compete with these tight ends to actually make it.
Too soon. Let me watch them for real and like, because look, I'm still slow burning the film. I'm still
draft picks.
Yeah. And look, in real life, like we ain't gonna know that till like camp for real. You know what I'm saying? So like, let us, we gonna see. I haven't even watched the film on all of them, so I'm not gonna be phony. A lot of y'all, like Voch, the draft expert, has seen TJ Bass and he knows what to say. I don't know none of these kids. I mean, I got some film, but I'll watch them later.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you.
I said this earlier to my guy Tony from Tampa. He was like, "Yeah, man, did you see those highlights of yada yada?" I said, "Sir, I seen the film. I can't. If I just do highlights, I'm putting everybody on the team and everybody's making Pro Bowl. So for responsible reasons, I can't come on here and just be like, hey, man, that TJ Bass, that Isaiah Land, that Cropper, that all these kids that we like, and we'll talk about their strengths, but I can't sit here and be like, definitively, they're making the team. So much.
Jalen Brooks' highlight tape is crazy.
Yeah, like Jalen Brooks, 7th round pick, not even undrafted. So
his highlight tape, foolish, boy. But anyway, let's get to these last two callers, man. We've been streaming all day. We'll still, damn, boy. Anyway, let's get to DJ, see what he got. What's up, DJ?
Hey, what's going on, Voch? How y'all doing?
Life good, bro. We can't complain.
Good. First and foremost, when you say that Dennis Houston film had you perplexed on how he made it to Tampa Bay on week 1?
Nah, man. I'm life happens, bro. I don't even know what to say about it, but you know how it go.
Yeah, fair enough. Schoonmaker, however you say it.
Mm-hmm.
This man, because I actually had like 3 games from my own plug, not you, but another plug that I got of him.
Check.
And I was
fine.
In the Indiana game.
Low, but
where
let's get better.
He gets the 315 pounder and he pulls around and he meets him in the hole and he stands him up. From that point, I started paying attention. And this man, like, I couldn't help but think of Connor Williams in a tight end body. That's how I look at him. I said it yesterday a couple of times in the Patreon.
Sure.
Like, technically speaking, as a prospect with Connor Williams coming out of Texas, he does everything. He's just blocking different guys, but has the ability to block the same guys. You know, if you look at Connor Williams and wish he would be a little bit stronger, you don't wish that for Schoonmaker because he's a tight end. So you're just happy he's in there with the, fighting and doing his job. So I think it hits a little different. You know, we came up with the term wide guard in Patreon. I think this is more of a wide guard. For Schoonmaker.
Hold on, DJ. Hold on, bro. Hold on. Wait. Will Steele, did you hear him?
I just heard wide guard.
No. He say if Noah Brown is a wide guard, Schoonmaker is a wide guard.
Oh, I like that.
Like a tight end's a wide, right?
Yeah, but I'm not going to put that in my head, man. We took a goddamn wide guard in the second round. I don't want to think about that. I don't want to think about that.
Will ain't fun, man.
No, I damn sure ain't being fun taking no wide guard in the second round. I'm gonna try to just get that out my head. I hope he develops into a passer, but more than just a blocker. I don't want a wide guard the second round. I digress.
He will. He'll be fine. But go ahead, though. Go ahead, bro.
Hey, we wanted them to get an O-lineman early, and they did. He just happened to play tight end.
Oh, no. You're making this worse. You're making this worse.
Damn.
We got a tight end lineman.
No way. Not this time.
Boy. What about his pass catching? What you got to say about that, DJ? Come on, make me feel better.
He can catch. He can move. He can catch.
I know. But I want him to talk about it, because all he talk about is blocking.
Go ahead, DJ. Tell him about his 36 catches he had in 5 years.
Oh, come on. I'm messing around. I already know the whole thing.
Man, he probably missed about 16 of those.
Yeah, McCarthy's trash, man.
No, but seriously, like the blocking side of things for what he will be offering for this year's team, right? We can think about future, but we also have to think about this year because Dallas is in win now mode. And what he brings is he's sealing up that other side in 12 personnel, right? Mm-hmm. Or if somebody's getting whooped and needs help, you feel confident in putting Schoonmaker on that side as an actual, help guy.
Yeah.
So it'll keep running to the edges, a possibility against athletic defenses. It will keep help in pass pro when we're going up against those dominant pass rush teams. So, not saying he's a fix-all. I'm not trying to make this guy an eraser, but day one, I would say he's better than Dalton Schultz was last year. But a year, 2 or 3 Dalton Schultz, I think you're getting an even quality guy, if not a little bit better on the blocking aspect of things. Not that Dalton Schultz couldn't block well towards the end of his tenure here, but Schoonmaker's already there. And he can only, hopefully he only progresses from there, and obviously on the receiving side of things as well.
I slightly disagree, DJ. I think he's physically better than Dalton Schultz, but I think where Schultz had the advantage was his relationship with Dak and Dak elevating him. You know what I'm saying? Like physically, I think Schoonmaker's better than Schultz, but I also think Ferguson is better than both of them.
Well, and I'm also thinking of time to build trust with Dak and all that kind of stuff. We can't expect him to come in here and just do everything Dalton Schultz did, even though I think he's physically capable of it. Yeah. I just don't see him coming in year one, surpassing Ferguson as a target, surpassing CD and all the rest of them as a target like Dalton Schultz was as far as an option in Dak's mind year one. It might happen 2, 3, or 4. But just this year, I think we need to temper expectations on him on the pass catching side of things. But as a blocker, that every time he's on the field and he's asked to do so, I feel like he can fulfill that role better than anybody we have currently as of right now.
Okay, I got you, DJ. Fantastic call, fantastic insight on Luke Schoonmaker. Appreciate you, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hey, man, DJ being all of the Patreons. Also today on Patreon, by the way, we're gonna watch part 1 of DeMarvin Overshown. I got so much DeMarvin Overshown film that we got to watch it in 2 parts. So we're gonna do part 1 today. Because look, like linebacker's different. I feel like you have to like linebackers, almost like corner and receiver in this way. That different games you may see like he could do something in one game, but he may not do in 3 others. You know what I'm saying? And he wasn't necessarily a pass rusher, but I'm looking for his pass rush sets. I'm looking for his passing game activity. I'm looking at him versus these different opponents. So in my mind, linebacker work different in a way that I got to see linebackers in multiple games, really know who they are.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Let's get Big A. Let's get Big A on the phone. See what he's talking about. What's up, Big A?
What's up, guys? How's it been?
Coolin', brother. What you got for the show?
Oh, it's good. It's good. Now, I wasn't able to show up yesterday because I had to work, so I gotta ask. How was Raw on Monday?
Shit, ass herbs. Shit, what you mean, cuz?
Yo.
Perfect.
It was perfect.
Will said, how was Raw?
It was lit, man. It was lit. I had a good time, man. I can't beat that though.
We just got this. Ask her, my bad. All right, Big A, my fault. What you got for us, dog?
Oh, no, you good, bro. That's good. That's cool. Anyway, I just called in today just to be like, I do find it. I feel like this time period is always the most interesting spot, like after the draft has happened, and especially after this year's draft. I feel like this year's draft was even crazier than normal drafts.
Sure.
And seeing the difference between, like, you know, the media scout of, you know, most media scouts compared to like what the league's been doing. I find it I just find it fascinating, the differences in how both sides view these players. And I understand one side doesn't have a whole lot of the information compared to the other, but still, just to me, I just find it fascinating how things fall that way.
So you know what though, if Darnell Washington falls because of a knee, I saw today that DeJuan Jones was falling a little bit because of one of his combine.
Because he was 400 pounds, Voch.
He wasn't because
plus, I heard according to Broadus, he had a bunch of lingering injuries.
It wasn't because he was 400 pounds, was it?
He was 394, bro. We're at. I'm not joking.
Was it?
All right. That's what they said. He was 394
He got the
pounds.
best conditioning and NFL strength and nutrition programs in the NFL. You can find a way to keep DeJuan Jones' ass at damn 350, 360.
Shit, they're going to move him to defensive tackle.
But you know what though? That's their business. It's my job to scout the player. It's my job to scout the film. Goddamn shit.
It was moving for 400 pounds though.
But Big A. So when it comes down to interviews and off the field stuff and injuries and things like that, I can kind of see why players fall. What I do not see, I keep saying Mafi's name, right? I keep saying how I can watch a player and go, that dude's good. But somebody else say, but the league don't like him that much. But there's scrubs that got drafted in the third and fourth rounds. That's what I don't understand.
Right, and I understand that. I understand your point in that personally, because I think the thing that I feel like a thing in general that we tend to forget at times, at least when it comes to the coach. Because remember, coaches, not every coaching staff like our coaching staff at times, but just to see the fact that just, you know, certain players have a likability. Like certain players have a likability to coaches that coaches just want to bring them in regardless. Now, mind you, I ain't saying it's smart, but you know, I feel like you saw that happen a lot, like with the Penn State guy going to Philadelphia. Now, either Sirianni sees something in there that he can fix, or it was just simply he's a nice guy.
The quarterback?
Yeah.
Penn State quarterback trash, dog. Sean Tucker or some shit. Yeah,
I agree.
He's terrible.
Yes, I agree. But yeah, it's like I said, I just find this whole thing fascinating to me, and I just enjoy it all. But anyway, I'll give one last question before we go off. Just looking at what we've seen so far from the off season, and I'm going to just strictly go to the NFC because I feel like in the AFC it's a little bit hard to do it. But just in the NFC conference, do you feel like do you think the rest of the NFC conference got better compared to, like, mind you, I don't think Philly's that much better than everybody else, but do you think the Eagles separate themselves from everyone?
Cowboys beating the shit out of the Eagles next year, bro.
Do you watch our show?
Twice. Shit. I mean, they gonna make the play. So 3 times. Fuck them. Well, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, do you think? My question was just a matter of, do you think the Eagles separate themselves as like a clear cut number one, or do you think the rest of the NFC is closing the gap between?
Well, it depends, Big A.
So I think of all the.
It depends, Big A.
I think of all the players. Oh, sorry.
No. Is that gonna be healthy?
I feel like he will be.
Oh, well, what the fuck you asking me for? What you asking me about? Goddamn, Dak don't lose no damn Eagles. What you mean?
That's true. It's true. You know, I just wanted to give a gauge of the conference because every one of them other is.
I think all the best teams in the other conference. I think all the best teams in the other conference. That's all. Go ahead, Scott.
Yeah.
Hey, what was the Eagles' record last year? Just out of curiosity.
It's like 13-3 or some shit.
Okay, so the Eagles were 14-3. Dallas was 12-5.
Mm-hmm.
And Dallas got better as well. In fact, I think Dallas got better in the offseason. So I don't like he said, it's not like the Philadelphia Eagles are running away to anything. They're a talented team, they're a good team, but so is Dallas.
Dak help. Dak help. I ain't worried about it. But appreciate you though, Big A. Hey, yo, look, fantastic call, fantastic. I just believe in foe. I believe in foe, and I believe in my guys, man. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I agree. Don't worry. I understand that. Thank you so much, man. I'll see you guys later.
Yes, sir. Joe would have been like, Dak's healthy.
Yes, Joe.
He is healthy. He is healthy. I love Joe, man. 832, what's up? Last caller. Who this?
Man, what's happening, Voch?
What's up? What's up, Dro?
Man, listen, first and foremost, man, I love both of you guys. Man, I watch both of y'all shows every day, man. Y'all the best, hands down, man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Bro, people are sleeping so hard on Schoonmaker and Asim Richards. Man, all you got to do, man, go back and watch the game film. Look how fluid the guy is in his route running. Man, look how one thing I look for in pass catchers is when you run your route, when you get to the end of your route, you look for the football. Every single play, whether he catching the ball or not, whether McCarthy throws a horrible pass or not, Schoonmaker gonna run his route, turn around, get his head up, look for the football, man. So anybody who says he can't pass catch, man, you don't watch football, man. And then look what Michigan did. If you look at Michigan's offense, that's kind of what we want to run.
Yeah.
Power run.
I'm saying that.
Play action pass. Have secure passes when Dak has secure options when Dak has those options. Man, I think too many people like Danny, for example, right? Reading that draft grades. I haven't read a draft grade since the draft. I'm not gonna trust ESPN, Todd, Mel Kiper Jr. and Tommy Shea and all this. I'm gonna go and do the research on stuff. You and Scott have pre-stats since y'all show. Hey man, go do the research yourself. I'm currently doing the research myself, and I'm impressed by both Schoonmaker and Asim Richards, the tackle from UNC. But I got a question for you about Asim, man. Can I ask you?
Please.
Man, when Asim, I noticed when Asim pass block, I watched about 3 UNC games, right? So he pass block, he'll drop back, but he doesn't like stick his arms out to punch the guy first. It's almost like he drops back and catches the guy. But when Asim run block, you see him use his hands and get his body in front of him. Like, you think that could be like coached out of him, or what do you think that issue is?
Yeah, for sure. We call it marrying your hands with your feet. That's what we call it. So it's almost robotic. First step, second step, strike, third step, boom, boom, boom. Like every hand movement is married to a foot movement. And what happens with Asim is he's a very ugly winner, but he win though. He win a lot of reps, but he win ugly. And he don't always win the most optimal way. And that's the one thing that gave me a little pause, because he's played a lot of football, and I feel like he would have fixed it by now. But I feel like he has punch sometimes. He has anchor sometimes. He has great movement sometimes. You know what I mean? So his big problem is he got to marry those things together. He has to marry those things together, And once he do that, I think he's a fantastic player. Because look, even with his deficiency in technique, in my personal opinion, I've been watching Asim Richards for a long time, and I'll tell you why. Because every year we get some new ACC dudes coming out coming out the draft. And every time we go to North Carolina, I'll be watching. I'm like, hey, man, who this is that's beating the shit out this kid from Florida State, or the kid from Notre Dame, or this year's kid from Clemson, or whatever. There's always a scene Richard beating the shot at them kids. So he's a very much so get the job done guy, clean it up ugly. But everything, you know what you just asked, can he fix those things? Yes, because if you can punch one time, you can punch anytime. You know what I mean? If you can pancake people one time, you can do it anytime. If you can move well, it's not like his problems come from a lack of traits. It's just he's not using them properly at the right time. It's coaching. So if you ask me, Duke Manyweather right across the corner. Pack up him, Biotish, fucking Fournier, Tyler Smith still go there. Terrence Steele ain't never left. You pack all their ass up over there on a school bus and get that shit fixed. You hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, sir.
I like a scene Rich. He could be very sneaky. He could be very sneaky if he go holler at Duke with the rest of the boys.
One of my favorite picks of the draft.
Starting left tackle, and then we can move Tyler to left guard.
No.
Not this year.
All right, gonna play. All right.
Not this year. Not this year. If anything, how it looks so far, and look, we gonna talk about this next week. Will said, did you hear Mike Solari? Kyle Yeomans asked, yeah, so Kyle, what y'all gonna do with Chuma Edoga? Mike Solari said, hey man, we gonna figure all that shit out when they get here. But right now, so look, that just mean to me they ain't got a plan for Chuma Edoga. So what that means on the back end is that if I had a plan and if I had to guess on it, Tyler is going to be a guard for one more year. Then he's going to be a tackle next year, if I had to guess.
Well, it depends, because in the same breath,
Start him off inside, and then as his career progresses, then you can move him to tackle.
Right, Drew. What you say, what's still?
In the same breath, Solari said that they're working right now with Tyler Smith at tackle. But then also, Will McClay and Solari both talked about the best five. In the best five, you can't put him at tackle. If Terrence Steele is going to be your right tackle, you got to put him at guard. So it's something that McClay talked about, dropped it this morning. It's a puzzle piece that they're still figuring out. But it was interesting that Solari said that they're working Tyler at tackle right now. And you know what? For Asim Richards, he's going to be more guard tackle than tackle guard.
I truly believe you're working at tackle right now. But I just think he's working both also. You know what I mean? But I do think he's working. And if
it's
you
a
ask
puzzle
me,
that's still trying to be put together. It can't be Steele's not out there yet, so they don't know.
And look, honestly, if you ask me, if I had to include Asim in any of this, I think he's a better tackle than a guard. So in real life, shit, Richards might be your future left tackle, and Tyler just may stay his ass at guard, which I'm fine with. I think he's a Pro Bowl at guard right now.
Asim has excellent feet too.
Yeah, he does. Hey man, this was a good call. So you
most definitely, man, I love y'all, man. Love y'all.
Man, appreciate it, goddamn. I appreciate you, dog. Hey man, you say your name, Dro?
Yeah, Dro knows, man.
Oh, that's Dro knows. I know Dro. Yeah, he been in the chat.
Okay, Dro knows. Okay, I got you. Let me put it in there, Dro knows then. Hey man, next time you call in, we'll know it's you, man. This was a really good call, Dro. Appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate y'all, man. Y'all keep it up, man.
Yes, sir. Hello. Chat, y'all have no clue what this shit mean to us for real. You know what I mean? You know how hard it is to watch something every day? It's a kid in my house, and I don't even watch him every day. That must be getting lost. What you doing? But to watch us every day, man, and yo, Voch, man, you get me through work. You and Will see, I check you out in the morning. I check out Law at 11. I check you out at 3, man. Yo, we love, man, I mean the world does, man. I'm over sound excited, didn't he? He said, hell yeah, Voch, I love you. Man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate everybody that watch every day. Appreciate Dro. Let's get into these supers.
He call in enough. I have a drop for him, man.
Yeah, it's eventually.
Ain't
I mean, shit, because Marvin had 3 drops. You know, currently we on the whistle side. You know what I'm saying?
Fantastic.
Currently, but shit, man. Hey, if you a character of the show, I'm gonna get you in, man. Sooner or later, Joe gonna call. I'm gonna get the Nate Dogg drop. Smoke weed every day. You know, we'll get something for y'all. Supers. I can't wait for Josh Ball to get cut, man. I could really believe in. Well, let's go then. All right, here we go. On the volume side, let me hit refresh just to be for sure. And today's the 3rd. Appreciate y'all for contributing. Let's see. Guillotine dropped 2 deuces. He says, just call the tight end room Big Ten Mafia. We read down. Appreciate you, sir. And he dropped it. he said, Turpin, we coming for you, Koozie.
Dom DeMarco.
We coming for you.
Hey, did you get my tweet?
Yeah. I got it.
Booker T was there at Raw. That was pretty cool.
Fantastic. Legendary
yes.
Booker T. And on the Voch side, well, we got one more. Solid Duck dropped a 5 and says 315 by himself. If you missed the Patreon, you wouldn't know what the hell we were talking about. But Luke Schoonmaker blocked the 3-tech by himself, and the 3-tech was 315 pounds. I'm so excited about that dude, man. Anyway. All right, and on the Voch side, let's see. So, how many people got to watch the live? About a cool little 800. That's a cool little day, man. That's a cool little day. Appreciate y'all. Just for clarity, tonight on the Patreon, we're doing the Marvin Overshown Part 1. Tomorrow on the Patreon, we're probably going to do the Marvin Overshown Part 2. But tomorrow on the volume, we're just going to talk about the Marvin Overshown. I know y'all saw the Deuce Vaughn thumbnail. We got to change it up. We're going to take our time getting through this. We ain't going to rush through none of this. Deuce Vaughn got a whole day next year. Next week. Don't worry about it. Think of this. Here we go. Mr. Jab dropped a deuce and says, Sky, we should move Neville to OG and Dak to linebacker. There must have been some nonsense on your show this morning.
Somebody called in and said that we should move Neville Gallimore to offensive line. I didn't even go in on him. I was just like, all right, man.
I knew it had to be something from your show. Just talking some shit happened with y'all. Andre dropped a dime and says, t-shirt fresh as hell. Voch True Classic Tees. Promo code Voch, get 25% off and free shipping if you spend more than $100 at trueclassictees.com. I got them in every color. Will Still wears them also. I also got the hoodies and the workout. I got the workout shorts on right now, man. Shouts out to True Classic Tees, man. Salute.
Fantastic company.
Yes, sir. Promo code Voch. Eastside Harold dropped a deuce and says, Mozzie Pad will be a bust.
That boy be paying to hate, don't he?
Boy, you know he got money, boy. That boy ain't even got gas in his tank, boy. But he gonna drop some money to come in and talk some shit about some Cowboys, ain't he?
When his team's the Texans. Hilarious.
That boy ain't even had lunch yet. He gonna talk shit about his damn name. Smoke one for you. Drop 5 says Turpin going to be a receiver this year. You watch. All right.
He said Turpin going to be what now?
Let me turn it down. You can hear me. Smoke one for you. Drop 5 says Turpin is going to be a receiver this year. You watch.
I'm excited to see the competition because he gonna have some competition on him. Say that.
And also, have you not seen David Durden tape? Man, y'all need to watch his tape. He's a Jordy Nelson clone.
Let me ask you something. When y'all say tape, do y'all mean highlights? Because if you got some University of Western Michigan State, Florida, A&M, ITT Tech tape, please hit us up.
Get my email, bro.
Because I can watch the highlights and get excited about all these dudes.
Get my email. I'll do a video if you got the tape. But, you know. And then knowing that school will still a little bit of that school, it's probably a cassette tape of like real tape.
In 420p.
420. And Solid Duck drop 5. Okay, cool. 315 by himself. Appreciate you, Duck. Appreciate you. Hey man, appreciate all y'all that contribute to the super chat, man. Me and the volume are incredibly grateful. Marcus Harrison, you here with us?
Yeah, he dropped it earlier, but
I ain't see him.
You know he got to drop that again when we finish up
at the end of the supers. Yeah, you know. There he is. I got him. Marcus Hardison says, at the volume, that's me, Will Steele, and Semi little cousin. At the volume, oh, shit, it scrolled down. Shit. Okay, here you go. At the volume, we just let go of the life we have planned, so as to accept the one that is waiting for us.
Oh shit!
Hold on, Will Steele. Here we go. We just let go of the life we have planned so as to accept the one that is waiting for us.
Mm-hmm.
You can't get new shit till you make room for it, Will Steele.
That literally is
that's life right now.
That having me get here.
That's life. You got to get rid of some stuff to bring some new stuff in, right? You know what I mean? Shout out to my baby girl, Brianna. My 20-year-old college graduate from the University of
Shout out to Brianna.
Man, come on, man. Hold on, bro. Let me just one time. Let me just
That's major, man.
Come on, man. Congratulations, brother Marcus. Congratulations, young sister Brianna. Hold this L. She don't know what that means, but Marcus know what it means. Line sleep outside. UNLV, man. Let's get flames in the chat for Miss Brianna, man. Shout out to y'all.
Shout out to Miss Brianna. Shout out to Marcus Hardison for raising your college grad, man. I'm in the middle of raising a preteen and a 6-year-old, and I know that has to be tough, man. So that's out to you.
Boy. I'm going through it.
You get it thrown. You got it thrown right at your way.
I skipped all the first stages, boy. I'm just in the middle of this shit. It's all good. Hey, man, we appreciate y'all for being here. Nay's way in the chat. She would be upset if I didn't acknowledge her. What's up, Miss Nay? Listen, DeMarvin Overshown tomorrow on YouTube. DeMarvin Overshown tonight on Patreon. Also, DeMarvin Overshown tomorrow on Patreon. Y'all be sure to tap in. We got some great content, great information coming for y'all. And look, yo, Voch, let me go find his name. How you feel about Hunter Lupke and Isaiah Land? Listen, man, we got a long time between now and Oxnard. We're going to spread this shit out. You hear me? So, look, there's no rush. We're going to get to many of these guys. It ain't going to be today. Yeah. Ain't going to be tomorrow. Ain't going to be next week. But we're going to get to some of the undrafted guys.
Yeah,
all right, so
we got a lot of fun ones, too, Voch, from a distance. So, I do want us to take our time with it, right? Like, I don't want us to give y'all some funky-ass opinion based off of 2 highlight tapes we watched. Like, nah.
And you know what, though? Sometimes it's more fun to watch the undrafted dudes than like a 7th round pick, you know, because you know there's just different circumstances that they're on your team or whatever. But chat, we're gonna get to them. Be patient. With that being said, though, please be sure to hit the buttons, the like buttons, the sub buttons. Volume needs all that. Volume then rebranded. They pay for a new logo that they probably pay a lot of money for. They need that back. So if you hit the like button, appreciate you. Follow me on my social media, Voch Lombardi, VOCHLOMBARDI, and my non-football platform, twitch.tv/Voch Lombardi is kicking back up, and I'm going to have some more content, some non-football content on my new YouTube page. I'm going to be pulling up. It's going to be Voch Lombardi Reacts. That's going to be a fun one. It's going to be based off the Twitch stream. So y'all need to get involved in all that content, man. I got motivated as hell, but draft's still tiring. So when draft is over, we're going to dig into all that. And my Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. You can come in, spend a little dollar. You get all the content you want for a month, man. You go and check out the Cowboy film sets from last year, all the draft film that we did leading up to the draft, the Cowboy draft film that we're doing right now. It's a fun place. Patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. My point guard, Master William Steele, you can find him on A to Z Dallas in the morning, 8:30 to 10:30, and on Twitter, Skywalker Steele, STEELE. The rest of y'all can hold it down for the Doski Wilson, Peace Weeska. Until next time, volume. With the new V, I gotta hold the shit like this.
A new V. Hey, that's a thick volume. They cooking me right now in the chat for my age. King Element said, Sky be cheating when he played Call of Duty World War II. He already know all the maps. That's great.
I know what's happened. It's an ambush right there. How you know, Sky?
That's great.
Long story.